Welcome to another check-in episode in our Delirious WEST 2026 podcast series, where we're following a brave bunch of runners as they take on one of Australia's wildest ultra-trail events and generously bring us along for the journey to the start line. Today, we're catching up with one of our Delirious Bound legends to hear how things are tracking, the wins, the wobbles, and all the lessons in between. Let's dive in and see where they're at this month. Today on the Zen Run podcast, I am excited to bring yet another one of our Delirious athletes to you to hear about what they've been up to on our way to the start line. Kylie Bell, welcome.
Thank you.
And I am excited. I know I feel like I cheat a bit now because we're all friends on Facebook. I get to see what's going on. It's like, oh, I know you've had a pretty exciting month. So tell us what's happened.
Yeah, so I finished the Ultra-Trail Kosciuszko 100 miler.
Yay, congratulations.
Yes. Yeah, so excited about that. It was very full on.
Tell us. I know we did have an episode will go out before yours. That was Craig's, and he mentioned you, but what he said is, but I'm not going to tell Kylie's story. So there you go. That was nice of him.
Yeah, it was great seeing him out there because you put us in touch, obviously, because he's done Delirious and he's on the podcast. Yeah. And I didn't realise he was the guy that I came across in the middle of the night on the beach in Cozy Corner. I don't know if he told you that story.
I did. Either that or I saw you guys talking about it on Facebook. It's a small world, isn't it?
Oh, it is, yeah. So literally, I came across you because he couldn't get off Cozy Corner Beach. It was hard to find the exit, and obviously I knew the course. So literally in the middle of the night, came across him and we ran a little bit of the section together. And then when you put us in touch saying that he was doing the Ultra Trail, I actually saw him out on the course, which was awesome. Yeah.
That's so cool. I love that.
He's amazing. He just looks like he was hours ahead of me, but he just looked so fresh and so happy. And it was really good. Good to see him out there.
I know if I didn't get him on the podcast and you just saw some of the things that he does sometimes, you would think he doesn't struggle at all. But then, I've had him on the podcast and he was talking about this last Delirious and how, getting very delirious and thinking he should probably sleep more. So I think that might be one of his, to maybe do a good time, but sleep more. The next one. But we'll see how that goes. Anyway, he's quite a little talent.
Yeah.
Now, I want to hear about yours, though. Tell me about your adventure up around the mountain at Kosciuszko.
Yeah, so it was amazing. I would say it's the hardest 100 miler I've done, and I don't think it was due to the course. Like, don't get me wrong, the elevation was pretty full on, and the obviously a lot of climbing and getting up to Mount Kosciuszko, but the weather. I've never been in weather conditions like what we experienced, and it was everything from like a nice sunny day, started off nice. The winds were extreme. Like, I'd love to know what speed that they got up to. At one point, it actually blew me off the trail, off one of the little walkways.
Oh, that could have been it. You could have hurt yourself, couldn't you?
Yeah, there was another girl in front of me. At one point, we were holding on to each other. So we were going across like a walkway. They call it like cheese grater. So it's that metal sort of walkway. And it was raised off the ground and like the winds were coming through sideways and we were like holding on to each other, just waiting for the wind to stop and then to get across it. And then another section that blew me straight off onto the ground. So and then we experienced like hail and rain and snow crossings. It was full on. Yeah.
That won't be the Delirious experience from my understanding anyway. Although you can have water and wild weather, can't you? But probably not snow.
I think we were lucky for the first, it was windy the first 24 hours, but it was then the rain started probably, I think it was about 3 a.m., 4 a.m., so about 25 hours in, and then it just continued and it didn't stop, and then the trails then started becoming like mud, slippery mud, and it was just like torrents of water coming down. I think at about 150 kilometres, so we only had like 14 k's to go, and it was the last climb to get up the top of what they call Eagle's Nest in Thredbo. And when I got to the aid station, there was like probably about 6 or 7 guys, I think, had mild hypothermia. They all had like their
space blanket
survival blankets on, and we're drying their clothes out. And so I put on every single bit of mandatory gear I had. I think we had the thermal, the fleece, the rain jacket, the waterproof pants, gloves, like everything I had in my pack went on to get through that last sort of 14 Ks.
It must have been quite a shuffle, felt like a sort of forced march. I don't know the right word, that last bit, because you've got all that gear on and the weather kind of beating down at you. Must have been quite an experience.
And it was lucky. I came across a young guy, and his mum was pacing him. And so we all decided to sort of go up together. So it was sort of like they said, safety in numbers, because I think as well the storm was starting to come in by that stage as well. And that made a difference. Like, you had someone we were sort of all just this, like you say, death march, sort of trying to get to the top. Once we got to the top, we didn't even stop at the aid station. There was one last aid station, and we just wanted to get off the mountain. So it was literally that. We're just coming straight back down again. So,
wow.
Yeah.
So it literally would have been a shuffle, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
You felt safe at all time?
Yes and no. The only bit, because obviously, as you know, I was recovering from the pneumonia. So at one point going up the mountain, I definitely felt the effects. Like, I had all the sort of phlegm on my chest. And at one point I think I gave myself a bit of a panic attack, because I kept thinking, like, I was deep breathing and struggling to breathe a little bit. And I thought, if I have an asthma attack out here, I think I'm in trouble. Like, there's there's nobody out there in the middle of nowhere. And that's probably the first time I've sort of experienced that in a race. So that was a bit scary to sort of go, okay, if something happens out here, you're pretty much in the middle of nowhere. So, but then I sort of calmed myself down and went, okay, I think it's more just the panicking, overthinking it at this point. And that was all good.
And it's that you're so uncomfortable. Like, even just you describing it, it's like not something you would put yourself voluntarily in. Like, we wouldn't walk from our house into that unless, there was a real reason to, like we were trying to do something. Yeah. So it's funny that, we go into an event and we eventually find ourselves in that. As you said, it was sunny when you started.
But
not when you finished.
And crossing the snow in just your sneakers, like in just runners, with the winds and the hail as well. Like, you're holding onto your poles and you're digging yourself into the snow to get across those sections as well. That was something, I definitely haven't experienced before. So.
Well, you're kind of ready to go do some stuff in Europe and places like that now.
Yeah, but I think then they probably have crampons. Like, I've, walked in snow before, but we have crampons on. Yes. So this is just in your, runners. That's it.
Wow.
It was an experience.
Yes. Would you do it again? Is it?
No, because I tend not to. I don't go back and do races other than Delirious for some reason. But I don't go back. Like, especially if I finish and I have I've enjoyed it, which I definitely did enjoy it. I did a lot better. Like, I wasn't thinking I was going to finish, and considering I think I still ended up coming like fourth in my age group, and still did pretty well. I think a third of the people didn't finish that race this year.
It's not a surprise with the sound of it, really.
Yeah. So I've done it now, ticked off, and it's done.
Well, it's one that Craig goes back and go again and again. He does.
I think he's local though. He's from over there, isn't he?
Yeah, he's from Melbourne.
Okay,
Melbourne.
yeah.
They used to drive up, but local compared to you.
Yeah, that's it. And one thing I was thinking about out there, and I must admit, and even hubby admitted being support crew, the organisation and the aid stations are nowhere near as good as Delirious. Like,
it's not very fair, though. I'm just going to have to say, comparison-wise, have you ever been to any event that has as good an aid stations as Delirious?
No, probably not. I'm probably in the US and Canada's pretty good, but it does make you realise, like, just like you said, Delirious, you rock up, you got the menus and all the different foods, and I get it over there, they've got the bulk numbers. I mean, there was, I think, 3 or 4 different races and about 4,000 runners. Yeah. So I sort of get that, but you, even though the organisation, like hubby said, from the point of view of the, like out there. He said it was quite dangerous with some of the way that the traffic, the traffic management and all that side of things, which he was surprised about. When the weather really hit, coming into Thredbo, the traffic management guys had just abandoned their station. There was nobody there. There was nobody like at the road.
Oh, wow.
So I'm gathering they were getting too wet. I don't know. So that was a bit, you're 30 or 28 hours in at that point and there's no one there, at the road, getting you across. So, and it wasn't super busy. So, I'll put that out there. But
yeah,
it's interesting. Yeah.
That's the thing. You guys are both police. Your husband's a policeman too, is he?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
So you're really aware of that, that community safety element. That's a big part of your work. So it's like, whereas, the rest of us are like, oh, actually, I am a bit aware of it from a race director point of view. It's one of our big, one of the biggest things you have to think about is the safety of your athletes that are out there on the course because you're responsible for them.
Yeah.
That's why it's not always that much fun to be a race director.
Oh, no, I wouldn't do it. I don't know how people do it.
Responsibility. Oh, my gosh. Anyway, so how's your body feeling now?
Yeah, fantastic. Like I felt really good the next day. And then we went out hiking like 2 days after and started hiking we travelled to the Blue Mountains afterwards and then did spend a couple of days hiking. So, felt really good. So,
that's
which is
fantastic. Nice. Well, because I think from memory leading into it, because as you said, you'd been unwell. And so you were a little bit worried because you were signed up to do this big race and your training hadn't gone to plan because you'd been unwell.
Yeah.
So it seems like that kind of forced rest actually may have helped.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
We should all get pneumonia as part of our tapering.
Yeah. Maybe not. Yeah.
Or not. Awesome. Well, tell me what's going to happen for the next few weeks for you. It is Christmas. Do you have to work through Christmas and all of that?
Work and then busy. Got a fair few clients on because it's that busy time of year I'm working. And then, I don't know. I haven't actually got any set plan as to what I'm training-wise now. I haven't even thought about it, to be honest. So I probably need to, pull my finger out and start doing, something. Get back to, I haven't done any street training or anything. I've still been hiking and then started running again since last week. But I'll, try and figure out what I'm going to do. So,
because I guess when you've got these events, it's like, I just got to get to the next event. We're talking about an event that's still, I suppose it's 4 months away. Not that long, but 3.5.
No, and it'll come up quick. It'll be one of those things that literally come up. It's like, oh, wow, I should have probably started training last month. I
know. It's a bit worrisome, actually. In my brain, it's a bit worrisome. All right. So you don't have a big plan, but you do, obviously, and you've already started running. So again, since the event, so that's good. And you don't have any niggles and things are feeling okay.
Feeling good so far. Knock on wood. Yeah.
Putting words in your mouth. With this sort of running into Christmas time, does your life generally get a little bit busier? Not just with work, but just there's always more social things to do, and I don't know, things change. But your work is kind of not one that closes down at all.
It's sort of business as usual for us, I think, because we don't really, have that break. I mean, I have actually this year for once got a break, some time off over Boxing Day and New Year's, which is the first time in about 11 years. So I got a few days off there. Probably actually just relax, get some or do some gardening and stuff like that. Catch up on things.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's sort of still business as usual. A couple of little work functions and things, but nothing overly huge for us.
And it's not going to obviously get in the way of your training because you haven't worked out what you're doing anyway.
No, that's right.
So you don't have that stress. And that's kind of what I get at when I ask these questions, because we all, if you have a plan and then you throw Christmas, the silly season on top of it and the holidays, and if you've got, some people have kids home from school, that kind of stuff. It just, everything changes, all of your routines go out the window and it's like, how are you going to deal with that? It's another stress. But your idea, which is, just don't have a plan, then it's not stressful because you're not trying to fit it in, eh? Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's all good. We'll just, we'll run when we can.
Yeah.
you've already proved that works for you. Because you just
Yeah,
went
no, that's it.
a snowy mountain and survived, came back down
Yeah.
again,
Yeah.
which is very exciting.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's it.
I've already started thinking, well, probably because it's Christmas and one of my children is coming in the event with me. So therefore, it's a good opportunity to buy gear. So my brain's already thinking about, what gear do I need? So I've been thinking about what to get for Nicola that will
Yeah.
help her in her delirious experience. Or I won't say some of the stuff that we've got for her because she might listen to this.
Listen, yeah.
But anyway, you must already have most of your gear, or are there some things that you need to replace or you want to get something of, or, are you having any of those thoughts? Maybe Christmas presents for yourself or hints for
Yeah.
your husband?
No, not really. I think I've got everything. The only thing I ever usually need to replace these days is shoes,
Yeah.
generally.
Yeah. Tell me about
Yeah,
it.
so that's about it. Otherwise, yeah, the good thing, a lot of stuff lasts quite well, actually. Like, I'm quite
Yeah.
impressed with a lot of the stuff that I, buy that tends to last pretty well. So, no, generally, yeah, pretty good with all that side of thing. Just probably new shoes. I left my old shoes in the snow mountains, so
Oh, did you? They
I
were
think
full
they've
of
done it by
snow.
that stage about 500 kilometres. So yeah, they got left behind. So new shoes I need to get. Yeah,
There's a Christmas present for you, some new shoes.
yeah, yeah,
One of the things that one of the guys said last time I was doing this series was, something might break when you're out there on the trail. And so having a spare thing. So I'd bought myself a cheap set of poles, and I've got my really old vest and a few things, and I took them all to Western Australia. Of course, I didn't use them because nothing
yeah,
broke and all that kind of thing.
yeah,
And then I talked to someone else and they said, well, all you really need is just a little bit of gaffer tape and some string or something, because if anything
yeah.
breaks, you can just fix it.
Cable ties,
Yes, cable ties. That's
cable
right. Cable
ties. Yeah,
ties. Cable ties and gaffer tape. Is that kind of
yeah.
your theory as well? Is that how you work with it?
I still bring it I bring extra stuff. I bring an extra vest, extra shoes.
And water.
Yeah, way more
Other things.
clothes. But then I have got like I said, the cable ties because I always figure they can, or hair lackeys. I've used a hair lackey before. Can't remember what for, something. But yeah, so I put some of that stuff. Yeah, chuck it in the pack just in case.
Oh, I know. I would use my because I've always got hairbands around my wrist
Yeah,
constantly.
yeah,
When your cable's coming up from your water from your vest,
yeah,
that often gets tangled in my hair. It gets annoying. So sometimes we'll use these, things like a hair elastic to tie it out of the way,
get
things like
things.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that kind of
Always
stuff.
works. Always works well.
It's always
Yeah,
interesting to hear other people's tips and what they
yeah,
use, because often we haven't thought about it from our perspective, or if we haven't even done that kind of distance. And there's
yeah,
some really cool ideas, I reckon.
yeah.
And some of them are very doesn't just mean we have to buy a whole lot of new stuff.
No, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, which is kind of awesome. Before I let you go, there was a question I had about Kosciuszko, and that was blisters and because your feet getting wet. Did that affect because of the snow? Because
Yeah,
it's
no,
not something
I
I've
was
had to
really
do.
lucky, not a single blister. I think I'm going to lose maybe one or two toenails,
Okay.
but they were going, I was probably going to lose them beforehand anyway. So, but yeah, no, nothing at all, which is good. I didn't change socks and I didn't change shoes.
You
So,
didn't?
yeah, I never do though. I just keep it. I figured if it's all feeling okay, I'm just going to leave it be no matter how dirty or wet or
So you don't
anything.
take your
Oh,
shoes don't get taken off at all during.
no, no, I just keep it
Wow.
as is. If I don't feel anything,
Yeah.
I just leave it and I don't change it. So yeah,
I'm like, how many aid stations are? That's how many pairs of socks I have.
yeah. Well, I think 10 or 11 aid
Basically.
stations. So people wear change. I know people do, but I
Yeah.
just figure if it's not broken, don't fix it.
Yeah. Well, and if it works for you, and that's probably the
Yeah,
secret. Don't listen to any of us as what one of the things we say as being a rule for everyone.
yeah,
It works for us, and you've got to work out
yeah,
what that is for you, don't you? Because
yeah.
otherwise you'll be in all.
Exactly.
Like there's so
Yeah,
much contradicting advice
yeah,
too.
yeah,
What works for this person won't necessarily work for the other.
yeah. Exactly. No,
All
100%.
right. So apart from the weather, did you have any other issues up there? I'm just thinking about
Um,
Nicola had some more issues with her stomach on the weekend when she did a sky run in
yeah,
Victoria. Um,
yeah.
anyway,
No, all good. Yeah,
it went
nutrition
well.
went well. And I took a lot more gels with me, and I actually used a lot more gels. So I
Yeah.
think that's starting to work for me now. Is like if the stomach's not feeling the best, at least if I'm getting a gel in, it tends to still get me through. I only had 1 can of Coke the whole race, which was unusual. Like normally I used to go through a lot of Coke, and I'm trying to sort of cut that out. So I think obviously to me that sounds like the nutrition's working if I'm not relying on the sugar of the Coke. So had a couple of coffees, but that was probably because I was cold as well. So
you didn't have any real food?
I still had the real food. Like I still had some sandwiches,
just while you were running.
Some noodles and soup and stuff like that. But yeah, otherwise, no, it was pretty good. Went well.
Okay, excellent. Well, that's good to hear. It'll be interesting to dive into some of Nicola's. She's going at the moment, because that seems to be a running theme. Is her getting quite sick a little bit into her run, and then mostly because I don't want to have to deal with it. She's coming with me.
Yeah.
Put it out now. Anyway, well, Kylie, thank you for filling us in, and massive congratulations. I'm so happy for you that you got to the top, and especially in such adverse conditions. It feels even more like an amazing experience, and to be able to achieve it and cross the line and do so well as well.
Yeah.
So well done. Great training as well for what we've got coming up. And have the best Christmas and New Year, and stay very safe.
Oh, you too. Yes, and congratulations to you, because you finished your training, was it? Or I think.
Oh yes, that's right. I'm a qualified coach. Anybody out there wants to?
No, congratulations. That's huge.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah. So now I can coach with a certification. Actually, have two certifications now. Go me. Yeah. Anyway, anyone interested, reach out. All right, Kylie, have a wonderful holiday period and stay safe, and we'll talk to you in January.
Yes, you too. Take care. See ya.
And that's a wrap on this month's check-in. A huge thanks to our athlete for sharing another honest look into what it really takes to train for something as big, bold and slightly bonkers as Delirious WEST. We'll be back with them next month for another update, so be sure to follow the podcast so you don't miss a step. Whether you're training for your own ultra or you just love dot watching with a cup of tea and a bicky, you're in the right place. And if you've got a mate training for something epic or needing a nudge to start, send the podcast their way. Catch you on the next one.